I read a poll just yesterday that white Republican suburban women are now going to vote Republican. Why? It's almost like roaches voting for rape.
Although Sunny Hostin has never shied away from controversy, she could have gone too far in this shocking live moment. What did she say specifically, and why did this moment cause such a strong emotional response on social media as well as in the studio? Sunny's spouse is currently being accused of a big $500 million federal fraud scheme, so the criticism couldn't have come at a worse moment. It wasn't just one comment. Even Whoopi Goldberg and Joy Behar found it difficult to restrain their booing when the View's audience turned against her.
Talking about threatening him with insurance fraud, I would say you could get about 20 years in prison, so that's a death sentence.
As everything suddenly goes out of control, is Sunny Hostin on The View coming to an end? Co-hosts' intense arguments are nothing new, and controversy is what The View is all about. Before hurriedly leaving, Meghan McCain yelled at the guests and Joy. Although Behar has been a part of countless viral events, Sunny's experience was unique this time. Even while the audience is usually quite outspoken, it's rare to witness them act so antagonistically toward a co-host. Typically, the debates stay within the bounds of lively debate. But this time, it was clear that they weren't simply disagreeing. They were flatly rejecting her. What was it that she said that caused them to go too far?
15 women have accused him of sexual assault. We've heard about the Stormy Daniels story, that he allegedly paid $130,000.
Were you pissed that she canceled on your show?
I was. Only because, we're a very supportive environment for women. I think any guest will tell you.
Like so many other arguments. On The View, it started with a panel engaged in conversation. Then Sunny said something that, while the exact words remain the same, suddenly changed the mood of the room. The Up for Debate article claims that she made a statement against white people that offended a number of viewers who felt she went too far. Some saw it as an outspoken expression of her views, but there was no doubt that the audience wasn't. First amused. After a few audible gasps and whispers, the studio was suddenly filled with loud alcohol.
So another legal note. Pete Hegseth's lawyer said he paid the woman in 2023 to head off the threat of a baseless lawsuit.
Oh.
He has denied any wrongdoing.
That's interesting. Pay off the witness.
It caught even the most seasoned producers off guard. The question of whether Sunny would flee or hold her ground loomed large as the tension mounted. As if this conflagration wasn't enough, Sunny's husband, Emmanuel Hostin, was at the center of yet another major scandal. Her whoopee and excitement were drowned out by the growing volume of the audience, who weren't finished reacting, and the booze wasn't simply a fleeting interruption. For a brief while, they seemed uncertain about how to respond to the situation, as it appeared that the show may entirely lose control.
Bull was accused of federal insurance fraud and, quote, getting kickbacks by performing surgery and billing a company that insured taxi companies and Uber and Lyft drivers.
According to documents in a significant federal insurance fraud case, he allegedly provided fraudulent medical services on purpose, accruing an estimated $500 million in false claims. The timing couldn't have been worse. Her public image was further damaged when her husband's incident made news, right when she was dealing with criticism from her own audience. Social media was ablaze as soon as the show aired. Did this legal drama drive the audience over the brink, or had they already grown weary of Sunny's attitude?
I have a legal note. You want to take this one, Joy? Or you Matt Gates has long denied all allegations and has not been charged with any crime.
Fans fiercely disputed whether the drinking was warranted when videos of the incident went viral on YouTube, Reddit, and Twitter. While some argued that Sunny was being unfairly singled out for expressing her views, others maintained that her comments were divisive and insulting, asserting that the crowd had the right to criticize her. The fact that hashtags like cancel, Sunny Hostin, and View Meltdown went viral showed that this wasn't a little argument, but rather the day's most talked about issue. As the criticism increased, there were speculations that Sunny was compelled to issue an apology, that the producers were pressuring her to soften her comments, or worse, that they were thinking of firing her from the program.
This huge platform on The View, and I just started thinking about giving voice to the voiceless. What some people don't know about me is they know I'm a prosecutor, but I'm from the South Bronx Projects. I'm really just a everyday person. And I remember when I was 7, my uncle was in front of me, and our family never talked.
Insiders claimed that after the show aired, there were contentious discussions behind the scenes. Despite ABC's lack of an official statement, the network is aware of the public's reaction and is reportedly keeping a careful eye on it. Would this indignation be enough to get ABC to reconsider Sunny's role on the program? While many former co-hosts of The View have faced criticism, some have survived. Goldberg has been called for her termination on multiple occasions, but she has always been able to return, despite the indifference of some. However, following a string of disputes on air, Meghan McCain ultimately resigned. Could Sunny be doing the same thing she did? Does she want to stay? That's the actual question.
Of wealth, of excellence, of love, of friendship. And my readers from the first book wanted more and more and more. And they instructed me. They told me, I want to know more about Olivia. I want to know about her journey. I want her to find value. I want her to find love. I want her to find family. And so I wrote this because they asked me to. And what greater pleasure than to sort of have someone, not one, but thousands of people reach out to tell you,
validating.
You did this okay, and we want more of it. So it is a love letter.
And you talked about it. Your books touch on Black history, but they also caught the attention of actress Octavia Spencer, and you guys are working on a little.
After being humiliated on live television and juggling her husband's legal troubles, Sunny is already getting ready to depart The View. The View has seen its share of controversial moments, but this one is particularly noteworthy since so few co-hosts have faced such a powerful live response from their own audience. Could this incident be as harmful as the fight between Rosie O'Donnell and Elizabeth Hasselbeck? Or Meghan McCain's feud with Joy Behar, which went viral? What will happen to Sunny Hostin next? Will she fight to maintain her position on The View, or is she already considering a covert departure? The distinction here is that Sunny is not only coping with a contentious dispute, but also with drinking, a marital scandal, and mounting public pressure to leave.
There are a lot of problems with it, but the notion that we are in a violent country, this country was built on violence. We're a very violent country, and it's just undeniable that that's the case. And so I'm not, unfortunately, surprised that people are celebrating the use of violence. I'm not surprised that this young man thought that change could be accomplished through violence. 1 in 4 Americans say violence against government sometimes is justified. And today, in 2024, 1 in 10 Americans say violence is justified right now against corporations and government.
That's very scary.
Those are just,
and even though I don't think he might change something, he might have laid out a plan for a copycat.
What are your thoughts? Was the audience's jeering of Sunny justified, or was this an exaggerated response? Will she live like so many of her predecessors as co-hosts? For further updates on the newest celebrity, please leave a comment below and remember to like and subscribe. However, one thing is certain. This debate will not go away very soon. ABC must now make a judgment after the audience expressed their opinions clearly.